All right, testing out this DJI Action 5 Pro and the wireless mic setup, but I have this local course by me that's like 10 holes, and I've been wondering if I could shoot a perfect round. I've birdied every hole on here at some point. My average score is probably like a -4, and I think my best is like a -6, so I thought I'd just mess around with the camera and maybe start shooting a couple rounds to see if I could ever shoot a perfect one. But first hole right here is just straight down, a little downhill to the right. It's like 180. Gonna just go with a Jawbreaker Z Flex Zone. Hit a little tree and didn't fade as much, but that should be a putt. All right, so everything at this course is a par 3. Holes range from like 150, and I think the farthest is like 310, so it's all pretty short. My best score ever was a -6. Average is probably like a -3 or 2. There's a lot of trees you can get pretty unlucky with. But now that it's fall, a lot of the leaves are gone, so it makes it a little easier. We're right here. Basket's right there. Let's see if we can make this putt. And wide. All right, about as bad of a start as you can have, missing that putt for a perfect round and parring. Next hole, it's probably hard to see, but it's straight ahead up the hill a little bit, 210, I think it is. I usually just take my pyro, throw it out to the left and let it fade back in. Perfect. All right, so hole 3. I don't even know the distance of this because this is the long tee pad, which not a lot of people know about, and you can't really play until the brush starts clearing. But the regular tee pad's just at the bottom of this hill. But what makes this fun is now you're kind of even with the basket that's up the hill there, and it's just straight ahead, bit of a gap. I usually like to throw like my Supreme Escape. I'm probably gonna throw my Sphinx and just kind of have it hopefully go out, turn a little bit, and then stay straight up into the hill. Way too high, but might work out. No, that's a bad tree kick. So this is the normal tee pad with the basket right up here. But if you turn around up this hill, we just threw from right there, and you just kind of go across this little valley up into the trees. All right, I got kicked pretty far out left here, almost actually onto Seven's basket. But it's right ahead, it's tough to see in the trees. I think I'm just gonna throw my tomb on a forehand and try and get it through this gap on the right and go in a little bit on Annie. Hopefully be able to make a putt from there. Hit a tree, but that's kind of in a perfect spot. I think I'm just gonna throw regular. I have a little tree in the way, but I think if I just put some hyzer on this, we should be fine. Damn. All right, 1 down through 3. Not exactly what you want trying to shoot a perfect round, but that's fine. Normally you'd be amped to have like a 120-foot hole in this scenario, but this is probably my worst hole on the course. It's just really tight gap, little dog leg left. I try and throw it low and just get a little skip towards the end of the tunnel here, and then it's an opening, but it's really easy to go left or right and just be stuck in jail. I think I'm gonna throw my tomb again, stand still, just try and let it go straight. Maybe a little skip to the left would be awesome. That's probably my best shot I've ever had on this hole. Let's just walk through real quick to see what this is like. Just this tight tunnel, and then it opens up a little right here. I do not have stabilization on the DJI cam. But yeah, we set ourselves up kind of nice here, but it's really easy to go all into that, all into this, even on a skip shot. So these next two holes are kind of the reason it's gonna be so hard to shoot perfect here. They're kind of lucky. Basically we're straight ahead. I think it's like, I don't know, probably 230. There's a little creek, which is probably pretty empty right now. And then it goes up the hill past all those trees. There's just a lot of stuff to hit. There's a bit of a gap on the right, but this leaning tree right here kind of gets in the way. So I'm gonna try and punch it with a little hyzer so it just stays. And then if it can skip up the hill, that's usually the best time I've been near the pin. Crave, neutron crave. Wrong gap, big tree, that's probably a par. I've got trees in my way. I could try and swing out right. I think that would be tough. I think my best play is actually a little forehand hyzer in this gap to the left. There's maybe I could try jump putt straight down the middle with some Annie. I don't see this working, but let's give it a shot. And we made it at least. Not even close to getting it, but. So as you can see behind me, there's this big rock wall. So if you do manage to really launch it from the tee pad back there, you've got this backstop. It's just hard to make it through all the trees. Kind of going right back the way we came. What hole is this, 6? Hole 6. Straight ahead, we've got this tree right in front of you that's kind of annoying for a forehand, but just lots of small pine trees, and then there's kind of a mound with the pin on it in front here. I don't know how well you can see it. You just got to keep it low because you've got this bush in front of you and then the low ceiling up there. So you kind of got to perfectly make it through that right side gap and then hyzer in and skip up left. I think I'm gonna throw my crave again. I turned it too much. Kind of got stuck off to the right here. Not a great spot. I think I'm just gonna, it's straight ahead up on that hill. I can't really run it. I think I'm just gonna basically lay it up. Shamanry. Stay. I think that just went over the hill and hopefully isn't too far down on the other side. It's a little better angle of the green. I'm on the back side of it from where you shoot from, but you really gotta get close in order to not have a putt that's gonna go really far away. So that's what makes this hole pretty hard. I've probably only birdied it like twice. Hole 7, probably the most ace hold on this course. I've never done it. In fact, I usually have a pretty hard time on this hole for whatever reason, but 175 feet, it's just up there to the left a little bit of cover here. Just gonna throw my Jawbreaker Z-Flex zone, stand still, and get a nice hyzer on it to try and come in crashing left. There we go. Okay, that works. Yeah, an easy hole. Not too bad. 3 down through 7 though, which is pretty bad. 3 more. All right, I'm actually gonna throw 2 shots here. I'll throw my first normal play first. It's usually just a hex spike hyzer, especially now in the fall, you don't have all the foliage to the right. Just big up, you wanna get over that red tree, past that big dark tree, and it should just come crash in. But I've been trying out this detour for just a little straighter. I want to push it straight on the left a little bit and hope it just late turns a tad towards the basket, but let's give it a shot. Yeah, that's like 15 feet, maybe a little closer. Ah, too much. Kicked right, that'll be fun to find. All right, 4 down through 8. You know, missed that putt on 1, which is pretty tough. So it could be 5 down. Not the worst round, but not very good either. Not sure how well you can see it, but pinned straight ahead. This is actually my only ace hole I've ever had, which is funny because it's probably one of the harder holes here. The reason it's tough is just a bunch of trees left and right that can kick you out into some really bad spots, and it goes up and then flattens, except on the left is even with the pin, and on the right is a pretty big ditch. You can make a putt from there, but it is tough. When I aced it, I had my servo. This Crave is kind of replacing that servo, and I've been liking it a lot, so it's what I've been throwing here. So let's see how we do. 265 uphill. A little left. That's a great shot though. There is a drop off to pin 8 on the left because it's just kind of right over there, but I think we should be on the flat spot for a putt up here. So this is kind of what you see when you get up here. The tee pad's just right back there, but once you get up, it kind of splits off, goes down into a ditch on the left, and this path kind of stays up. So it's not a huge landing zone, and you can drop off over to the left here, but I think we should be just right up here to the left of the pin. Oh, right here. All right, last hole. I'm not sure if this is updated on UDisc yet. They changed it maybe 8 months ago. No, yeah, it's right. This says 350. The sign says 320. I believe the 320. It's pretty much the farthest hole on the course, uphill. You do have a tree in your way for just running straight at it. So the best shot is to aim for that big dead tree on the right and just get past the right side of it on a hyzer, push a little bit, and then you've got a good green up there. There is some rough on the right, and there's not technically OB all the way to the right side. I think there should be. There's a walking path there, and if the hay isn't mowed, it's impossible to find a disc. I usually throw my Wraith here, but I just got this trail, so I kind of want to see how it does. We're just gonna push it up, hyzer on that big tree up there, and see how we do. Definitely out wide, but I think that's a really good shot, actually. Straight hyzer the whole way, but that thing definitely pushed a little nicer than like the Wraith would be on that much hyzer. So I think we're probably up there, maybe 20 feet. Cool, so my depth perception is terrible from down there. We are 8 feet maybe. That trail flies. I like that a lot. That's definitely staying for a bit. So I think that's 6 down, which funny enough, I believe is the best I've ever shot here. I'm a little surprised. I knew I was rushing it a bit on camera since I've never done this, but that was pretty fun. I missed that putt on 1 that was easily makeable, so this could have been a 7 down run, which I'd be pretty proud of. I definitely think it's possible. I'm gonna try and keep shooting these when I get the chance. It's before work right now on like the most perfect morning ever. It's like 45 out, just enough to see your breath, but like enough to wear a fleece and not be sweaty. So if I get the shot, I'll keep trying. But this trail, I don't love the way the rim feels for some reason. It's just the overmold feels a little stiffer than I'm used to, but once this thing, I love Neutron plastic. It's probably my favorite with Star. I think I'm gonna like this a lot. That's my best shot I've ever had on here. So yeah, I don't think I'm really gonna share these that much. More of a like personal thing to see if I can do it one day, but we'll go back, check out the footage and the sounds. This is just the DJI Action 5 Pro with the DJI Mic 2 hooked up straight to it and the good old disc golf hat method. But yeah, that was fun.